week 41. And this week was pretty good. Understatement. It was pretty great. Understatement part 1. There's 3 understatements this week, and but it was pretty good. Monday was just the normal things: shopped, emailed, played basketball, and then we went to. Actually, we just stuck around at the church, and then Samuel and Lori came over and we talked for a little bit, and that was really it. Monday was just a normal day. Yeah, a lot of fun. Tuesday rolls around, and we had district council in Jackson, and that was super good. We also started exchanges with the zone leaders because they came to the district council as well. And I was with Elder Dawson here in Trenton, but before we did that, we actually blitzed Jackson a little bit, and we ended up finding 3 people for Jackson, and it was super cool. And then we drove back to Humboldt. We switched into service clothes, and we got gypped at Hardee's. We were both just kind of a little livid, but really, because he had literally how he described it. His drink was like, I got a cup of ice with a little liquid in it. But he was able to go inside and just kind of fix it up a little bit. But when I ordered my stuff, I didn't look too much in my bag. But when we started driving away, I pulled out the stuff in my bag. I didn't have my fries. And I'm like, I didn't have my fries. And he's like, what? And I was like, I'm not turning back. And he's like, you have so much, you have more strength than I do with that one. I was like, I know, but I'm not going back. We are running a little behind right now. But yeah, dang it. But it was fine. We drove the Trent and did service for this lady. Kind of helped trim her bushes and all. It was super cool. She was nice. And then we went to Milan and then switched into proselyting clothes and tried talking to a couple of people. Then we drove past this court, and 2 guys were on it. And we decided to go ball with them. And it was 2-on-2. It was a pretty good game. They won by like 2 points though, sadly, but it was a pretty good game. It was a workout and a half though. They really fight hard, and I actually blocked during the game. I had blocked one of the kids too. I was like, man. And he's like, one of the kids that blocked. He's like, man, this is a competition to have 2 tall guys. Quick speed. They're short. They were a little shorter, but they had some quick feet too. So me and Elder Dawson were just drained by the end of the day. So we just came home and just ended the day there. But Wednesday rolls around. We did some studies and we had some exchange reviews and all, and talked about like literally everything in the book. But it was pretty good. We ended up having Millington drive up to Bells because we were supposed to meet in Brownsville, but because of us talking, it kind of pushed us off about like, oh, we're not going to be able to be there. Can we just drive to meet in Bells? And we did that, and it exchanges there. We went to the Jackson building, and we did service, and it was partially in the rain, because it was raining on and off with the Bishop Storehouse trucks, moving things over and such, doing like a transport, I think. I'm pretty sure it was a transport. And some of the truck drivers took us out to this pizza place in Jackson, and we did that. It was pretty cool. And then we again drove up to Humboldt, and we went out with our Ellis Corn president again, and we visited some of the less actives. And then we came back to the church, prepared for Gospel Essentials. And this week we talked about like our heavenly family and like just who we are and why it's called a heavenly family. And something that I mentioned in the email that I'll mention, but it's we have to realize who we really are. Okay, and some of you think you're like, what do you mean? Some of you are like, oh, of course we are. We're sons and daughters of God. But we need to realize we are sons and daughters of God. Literally. Like, think about this. There's multiple cases in the Bible that show that we are the offspring of God. Our spirit bodies are made from God. We existed before we came to this earth. It's in the Bible. It's there. It's in the Book of Mormon too. But since we are sons and daughters of God, we have divine potential. Divine means having a nature of a God, basically. And we need to realize that, because if we can realize that, then we can realize how important other people are in our lives and how we need to treat them. Sometimes we're not the greatest. It happens. We're not perfect. But just knowing that we are literally sons and daughters of God, we're brothers and sisters, and that we need to be there for each other and all that, and we need to reach our true potential. We have true potential. You have true potential. I'm looking at you right now. I'm talking to you. Whoever you are right now, I'm talking to you. You have true potential. Use it. And yeah, that was basically all Wednesday. Thursday comes around. We did some studies, and we went out and did some service for this lady that recently just became a widow as of late last year, and who actually knows some members of the church, and which was pretty cool. And we were driving to the house thinking, oh, it's probably not going to be that much. We'll be able to get it done and all that. We get there and she's got projects and a half, and we're like, this is a gold mine right here. And so we set up time. We're going to start going over it consistently more, which we have during the time of recording this. And it was she's really thankful for us being able to do this. And then we did the service for this other lady, and we like raked things up, clipped things up, cleaned things up basically around her house. And then we just ended that, came back, kind of cleaned ourselves up a little bit, just because we were only a little sweaty. Understatement part 2. And we switched back into some other service gear and did some more service at the Fishers and had dinner there. So yeah, then Friday rolls around. Oh my Irene, Friday was a day. So we start off the day by going to this place called Helping Hands, which is like you help like the homeless people while like giving food for them and all that. And there's a few people there that the missionaries are good friends with and all, and we did all that stuff. We were gonna stick around to 12, but then we got a text from some other missionaries that work with the office and all. I say work, but they don't get paid. But they're like, hey, we're discussing zone conference coming up. We got these things we were wondering if you all have these items and all. Let us know. And we're like, okay, we got to go through this list, so we need to go home a little early. So as we were walking out, we get this call from this other member. It's like, hey, I know this is short notice, but can you all help someone move? And they gave us the address. We're like, yeah, we can go help, and not a problem. We go back to the apartment. We switch into our clothes. We switch into shorts, which was a blessing, because we get there and it's an intense situation where it's like, basically it's an abusive situation. The abusive person is out of town and the rest of the family is just trying to move out. And it's a big house with no AC. We were there for 5.5 hours. And we were dead. I also heard one of my favorite songs from the artist Starset, which is a pretty good band. Their song was called Demons, which is a pretty good song, honestly. I got a little too excited. I was like, it's like, I can't believe I'm actually hearing this right now. And I chugged like 5 water bottles too. It was kind of intense, but we got it done. They were very thankful for it. It was worth it though, honestly, because yeah, we came home a little tired. Understatement part 3. We were super tired, but it was worth it. Honestly, was worth it. And and we were just like, we came home at this time. It's like 6 o'clock, and we're like, we just wanted to pull the plug for the day. We're like, texting, we're done, we're just gonna go to bed. But we showered and did weekly planning for the rest of the night, because we're like, we can't do this. So we just did the effective thing and did weekly planning. And it was pretty good. But then Saturday rolls around, and it was my official 10th month mark, and my 1 year mark since I got my call, which is kind of crazy. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, 1 year since I got my call. Man, how much time has flown. It's crazy. But we did a few things at the house first, and then we drove to Milan, biked them off for a while. We got in contact with Mary, had a good lesson with her. She was a little tired at first. We were only thinking ready to be there for 10 minutes. We ended up being there for like an hour 15 minutes. Thanks, Holy Ghost, for waking her up. And we committed her to come to the church because we helped her realize a few things. She's like, "Whoa, I didn't know this and this and whatever." And it was like, yeah, and we got her committed to come. We got permission for her to call us in the morning, for us to call her in the morning and all that. And we left, did a couple more things, got someone else committed to come too, and just came home. Sunday was honestly a surprise for us. We got up, got ready, and with permission we did our call spam. Some answered, some didn't. We were able to get at least a few solid. And then by the end of church, we had 8 people at church, and me and Elder Hunter are freaking out. We're like, what the heck? But a few of the people were Deshawn and her family, Sam, Lori, and JT. Wait, one of them wasn't there because it was, oh yeah, that's what it was. So 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. So Deshawn and her family, except for the husband who was working at Taco Bell, who had to work. that, and then Sam, Laura, JT. So that's 6. We're like, man, 6 people. That's great. But then we get a text because Mary didn't answer the phone, and we're like, dang, we really wanted her to come to church. But then we get a text, and she's like, she typed out this little paragraph. She's like, so I was gonna plan on surprising you all at church today, but as I was driving down here, I got a hole in my tire, and we're just like, you deliberately didn't answer our phone calls, so you can come to church and surprise us. What? We were just like, we were really happy, but we were really upset at Satan right there, because like, you're popping our tires here? Come on, give her a break. And she's like, it was like a rough. She was able to come though for the last like 40 minutes of church, but she came, and we ended up finding out Deshaun and Mary are related, and we're like, what? It was so weird, but we thought it was super cool, but yeah, she was able to come, so we had 8 people at church, because she brought a great niece with her too, and she loved it too. And then we talked with JT for a little bit, gave him and his sister, who's a member, a blessing, and they were thankful for that. And then Brother Johnson took us to this place called, just this town, I think it was Gibson. We visited this less active family, and there's some kids there that we were going to start working with. So that was pretty cool. And then gave one of the kids a blessing too. One of them that is a member at least. And just ended the day, well, after we did some studies. We drove to Milan, had a Bible study, and Collins, the usual stuff. But yeah, 8 people at church. It was incredible. It was super cool. And yeah, it was honestly a really great week. And man, you get tired after a while. But you just keep pushing on. It's all you can ever do these days. Just keep pushing on. It's great. Talk to y'all later though. Love y'all. I know this church is true, and the book is blue, but sometimes it's black, so don't take it back. Quote from Elder Horman. Bye.